Good morning, student. Welcome to my class. So before going to start the class, let me introduce myself. I am Sandan Pathak from Department of Chemistry, Salzburg Academy. And we're going to start the second chapter of your chemistry syllabus, that is structure of atom. Before going to start the class, let me first give a brief description about the chapter, what we are going to study. In this chapter, we'll discuss the evolution of atomic theory. Here we'll discuss different theories proposed by different scientists, and also we will discuss the region of their failure. You may ask that why we are studying the concepts which are accompanying with several defects, several drawbacks, instead of studying the most advanced and up-to-date concept. You know one popular phrase used in English literature, that Rome was not built in a day. Similarly, the most advanced and up-to-date concepts are not developed in a single day. Okay, they are made by repeated mistakes done by different scientists on different time. So on the failure of a concept, on the basis of the drawbacks of a concept, a new concept is being raised in order to correct it. So in this chapter, we have to learn all these theories put forward by different scientists. We'll also learn their drawbacks and also the ways how to correct them in order for a new advanced theory. So let me start the class. First, what is atom? The existence of atom has been proposed since the time of early Indian and Greek philosophers, who were in the view that atoms are the fundamental building blocks of matter. So the concept of existence of atom was believed from a very ancient time. So in old days, atoms are considered as the building blocks of matter, like bricks are the building blocks of houses. They considered that all matters are made of atoms. They also considered that atoms are indivisible. That means atom is the ultimate smallest part of matter which cannot be divided further. In 1808, John Dalton, a British school teacher, proposed a organized atomic theory for the first time. He postulated that all the matter is made up of atoms. Atoms of an elements are identical. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. And he also postulated that atoms are indivisible. That means atoms are the smallest part of the matters which cannot be further divided. But in the 20th century, it becomes possible with the sophisticated instrumental techniques to divide atom for further constituent particles. And the constituent of an atoms are called subatomic particles. Okay, so many subatomic particles are discovered in 20th century. Out of them, three basic fundamental particles are electron, protons, and neutrons. Although here we will discuss only about two of them, that is electron and proton. And these subatomic particles are also known as fundamental particles because they cannot be divided further. Okay, although it was considered that atoms are indivisible, but later on the 20th century, several subatomic particles are discovered. That means atoms are divisible, but these particles which are discovered till now, these subatomic particles are considered as fundamental particles and they cannot be divided further. So we'll discuss these fundamental particles, mainly about electron and proton. First, the discovery of electron. So, in 1850, one scientist, his name was Thomson, he performed an experiment taking a cathode ray tube or discharge tube. Cathode ray tube is a glass tube which is commonly known as discharge tube. It is fitted with two electrodes. It is fitted with two electrodes. The negative electrode is called cathode and the positive electrode is called anode. I think you know about the electrodes. You have got about this concept, so I am not going to discuss about electrodes. And these positive and negative electrodes, that means anode and cathodes, are connected to a high voltage battery or a power source. This glass tube, which is known as cathode ray tube or a discharge tube, it is connected with a vacuum pump. And with the help of this vacuum pump, the pressure inside the cathode ray tube reduce to a minimum extent. So the gas inside the cathode ray tube or this simple discharge tube is under high pressure, and this high pressure is maintained with the help of this vacuum pump. And he coated one side of the glass tube with some fluorescent materials. Why these fluorescent materials are coated here? Because if some particles moves from this side to this side, we cannot observe these particles with our naked eyes because these particles are very small. So therefore, a fluorescent material is used here. Fluorescent materials have a property that if some particles get struck on it, then it glows. Okay, so if this fluorescent screen glows, then we'll be able to know that some particles strikes this part. So Thomson's made this cathode ray tube like this and start the high voltage power supply. On passing an electric current, a beam appeared to move from negative to the positive end. This beam is nothing but a stream of particle moving from cathode, that is negative electron, to anode. So on passing electric current, it has been observed that some particles are moving from the negative electrode cathode towards the positive electrode anode. These particles are invisible. How can you detect that some particles are originated from this side to this and moving towards this side? As I have told you earlier, that due to the presence of this fluorescent material, since on striking the particles on the surface, this material glows, so we'll be able to predict, we'll be able to know that some particles are moving from this side to this side because this green light, green material glows. So since these particles are originated from the cathode, therefore these particles are called cathode ray particle. Okay. So after the discovery of this cathode ray particle, Thomson tried to investigate their properties. So what he has done, he placed an electric field in the path of the cathode ray. So this is again a cathode ray tube. This is a small cathode and this is a anode. The experimental setup is same, but the instrument is a little bit different from the initial picture. This is also a cathode ray tube or CR tube. So this is the cathode, this is anode, and this is the high voltage source. So on passing electric current, like the other picture, some particles are moving, originated from this cathode, and they are moving in this direction. Initially, in the previous experiment, these particles move in the straight line. Okay, so these rays are expected to be moves in straight line, and similarly, here is a fluorescent material. Here's a screen of fluorescent materials, and we'll get a bright spot here indicating that these cathode ray particles are moving in this direction, that means in straight line. And these particles are expected to be moved in straight line. But when this electric field is applied, this is the negative terminal and this is the positive terminal of the electric field. So when this electric field is applied, it has been observed that the bright spot is shifted to this position. So we are not getting the bright spot in this position now. So after placing the electric field, we are getting the spot here. That means these particles are attracted towards the positive terminal of the electric field and they are repelled by the negative terminal of the electric field. So Thomson's made a very important assumption here that since these particles are attracted towards the positive side and repelled by the negative charge, that means this particle must be negatively charged, because we know that negative repels negative. So since these rays are repelled by negative charge and since these rays are attracted by the positive charge, so this must be a negatively charged particle. So on the basis of this assumption, he proposed some properties of cathode rays. On the basis of that observation, he proposed these properties that cathode rays moves from cathode to anode. These rays are not visible, but their behavior can be observed with the help of fluorescent material, because such material glow when hit by cathode rays, as I have told you earlier. So when there are no electrical or magnetic field, these rays travel in straight line. But when either electric or magnetic field is present, cathode rays behave as negatively charged particle. This suggests that the cathode ray consists of negatively charged particles via electron. So এই particles বিলাকৰ নামটো থমসনে কি দিলে? ইলেক্ট্ৰন। ঠিক আছে, যেহেতু এইবিলাক নেগেটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকলছ আৰু এই নেগেটিভলি চাৰ্জ ক্যাথোড ৰে পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাককে থমসনে কি নাম দিছিলে? ইলেক্ট্ৰন। ঠিক আছে, নেক্সট আহিলে ডিস্কভাৰী অফ proton. So another scientist, his name was Goldstein. So he performed a similar experiment by taking a discharge tube. In this case also, a discharge tube is taken. Discharge tube is a similar glass tube fitted with two electrodes, cathode and anode. Okay, and these cathode and anodes are connected with a high voltage power generator. Okay, high voltage power source. So on passing current, in this case, it has been observed that some particles originated from anode and they move towards the cathode. Unlike the previous case, where some particles are observed to move from cathode towards the anode, but in this case, some particles are originated from the anode towards the cathode. In this time, you can see here the fluorescent material is now present on this side, and this fluorescent material glows, indicating that some particles are moving from this side and strike the fluorescent material in this direction through this perforated cathode. Perforated মানে হোল থকা, যাতে সেই পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক পাৰ হৈ যাব পাৰে। ঠিক আছে, আৰু যেতিয়া আমি ইয়াত এটা ইলেক্ট্ৰিক ফিল্ড দি পেলাই চালো, লাষ্ট বাৰ যেনেকৈ আমি চাইছিলো যে ইলেক্ট্ৰিক ফিল্ডত পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক কোনফালে এট্ৰেক্টেড হয়, পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জৰ ফালে এট্ৰেক্টেড হয় নে নেগেটিভ চাৰ্জৰ ফালে এট্ৰেক্টেড হয়। যেতিয়া আমি এটা নৰ্মেলি কি হয়, এই পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক ষ্ট্ৰেট লাইনত মুভ কৰে, কিন্তু যেতিয়া আমি এটা ইলেক্ট্ৰিক ফিল্ড দি দিওঁ, তেতিয়া আমি গম পালো যে এই পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক নেগেটিভৰ ফালে মুভ হয়। ঠিক আছে, since they are moving towards negative side, negative terminal, that means they are positively charged particle. Okay, so electrical discharge carried out in this modified cathode ray tube led to the discovery of particle carrying positive charge, also known as canal ray or anode ray. Since they are originated from anode, therefore they are called anode ray. But in this case, a different observation has come, which was not observed in the previous experiment, that if you change the content of this tube, that means if you change the gas present inside the tube, then you will get different type of particles you will get different particles of different mass. Their natures will be similar, but the mass of the particles will be different. So if you take hydrogen, you will get a different type of particles of different mass. If you take helium, then also you will get different mass particles, different particles of different mass. Okay. So on the basis of this advanced observation, some properties of canal rays or anode rays are made, that these consist of heavy positively charged particle. They consist of heavy positively charged particle. They originated from anode to cathode. These particles was dependent on the type of gas used in the discharge tube. That is a very important phenomenon observation, that these particles are dependent on the type of gas used in the discharge tube. Okay, anode rays get deflected into a direction opposite to that of the cathode ray in electric and magnetic fields. That means if we place a cathode ray in electric field, they moves towards the positive side. That means they are negatively charged particle. But if we place this anode ray in an electric field, they move towards the negative side. That means these anode rays are positively charged particle. The smallest and lightest positive ion was obtained from hydrogen and was called proton. So মই যেহেতু তোমালোকক কৈছোৱে যে কেথড যেটো আমি ডিচাৰ্জ টিউব ইউজ কৰিছো, তাত যদি আমি বেলেগ বেলেগ গেছ ইউজ কৰোঁ, তেতিয়াহ'লে বেলেগ বেলেগ মাছৰ পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকল আমি পাওঁ। আৰু সবচে লাইটেষ্ট পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকল আমি ক'ত পাইছিলোঁ, যেতিয়া আমি হাইড্ৰজেন ইউজ কৰিছিলোঁ, আৰু সেই হাইড্ৰজেনৰ পাৰ্টিকলছ পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকলছবিলাকে আমি কি বুলি ক'লোঁ, প্ৰটন বুলি ক'লোঁ। So after the discovery of electron and proton, a chargeless particles is required for the stability of the atomic model, and therefore Chadwick for the first time discovered neutron. He was performing an experiment by bombarding alpha particles to a thin sheet of beryllium, and when he observed observed that some energetically neutral particles coming out of the beryllium plate, and he named this particle as neutron. Okay, so neutron discovered amar bikhe dokar nai, just ami electron or proton discovered amar bikhe dokar. Next is charge to mass ratio of electron. So based on an experiment popularly known as Millikan-Zollendorf experiment, Thomson gave the value of ratio of charge to mass as follows. So the charge to mass ratio of electron is 1.758820 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kg. So charge and massor jitu ratio electron karone hetu is 1.75 into 10 to the power 11 coulomb per kg. A value to tumalkok monot rakhiba lagibo. This experiment, Millikan-Zollendorf experiment, is not required in this chapter because we will get this concept in details about this concept in physics. So Millikan-Zollendorf experiment to tumalke physics paba, chemistry amar etu dorkar nai, আমি অকলে ভ্যালুটো মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব। আৰু ইয়াত ইলেক্ট্ৰন, প্ৰটন আৰু নিউট্ৰনৰ গোটেই বস্তুবিলাক আমাৰ প্ৰপাৰ্টিজবিলাক সামাৰাইজ কৰি থোৱা আছে। ইয়াৰ মেইনলি তোমালোকে মনত ৰাখিব লাগিব কি, যে মাছ অফ ইলেক্ট্ৰন, মাছ অফ প্ৰটন, আৰু চাৰ্জ অফ ইলেক্ট্ৰন, চাৰ্জ অফ প্ৰটন, মেইনলি এইকেইটা বস্তু। সো ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ চাৰ্জটো কিমান হয়, 1.6022 into 10 to the power -19 কুলম। আৰু প্ৰটনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কি হয়, সেম হয় বাট অপোজিট হয়, 1.6022 into 10 to the power -19। ৰিলেটিভলি আমি ইয়াৰ চাৰ্জটো -1 বুলি কওঁ, প্ৰটনৰ চাৰ্জটো আমি +1 বুলি কওঁ, বাট এক্সাক্ট চাৰ্জটো হৈছে এইটো। আৰু মাছটো যদি চোৱা, ইলেক্ট্ৰনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত হয় কি 9.1 into 10 to the power -31 kg, আৰু প্ৰটনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত 1.67262 into 10 to the power -27 kg। নিউট্ৰনৰ মাছটো আমাৰ কি হয়, একেই হয়। ঠিক আছে, এই ভ্যালুকেইটা তোমালোকে মনত ৰাখিবা। কোনকেইটা, এবসলিউট চাৰ্জৰ ভ্যালুকেইটা আৰু মাছৰ ভ্যালুকেইটা। ঠিক আছে। Next is Thomson's plum pudding model. That after the discovery of electron by Thomson, he for the first time proposed an atomic model. That means how these electron protons are distributed in an atom. He proposed a very simple model of atom in which his model was popularly called raisin pudding or plum pudding model. Plum pudding model. He proposed that atom is similar to that of a pudding or cake, which is made up of positively charged particles, and the resins which are present inside the cakes, they are similar to that of negatively charged electron. তাৰমানে কি বুলি ক'লে যে এটমটো কেনেকুৱা এটা স্ফেৰিকেল বস্তু এটো কিহৰ লগত ৰিজাইছে যে এটা কেক এটো এটা কেক বুলি ধৰা পুডিং বুলি ধৰা কেক বুলি ধৰা এটো এটা সাপোজ কেক বুলি ধৰা এটো এটা কেক এই কেকটো কিহেৰে নিৰ্মিত এই কেকটো হৈছে পজিটিভ চাৰ্জেৰে নিৰ্মিত ঠিক আছে this pudding or cake is made up of positive charge so these are the positively charged cake and the resins or plums which are embedded inside the cake that are similar to that of negatively charged electron so এই যেটো পিকচাৰ তোমালকে দেখিছা ইয়াত জনেকে এজটো যদি কেক বুলি ভাবা সেই কেকটো কিহৰ হয় প্ৰটন বিলাকৰ মানে পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক এনেকে থাকে আৰু তাৰ মাজত ইলেক্ট্ৰনছ বিলাক ইয়াত জনেকে আমাৰ ৰেজিনছ বিলাক আছে তো তেনেকে আমাৰ কি হৈ থাকে ইলেক্ট্ৰনছ বিলাক ইয়াৰ মাজত ডিস্ট্ৰিবিউট হৈ থাকে বুজি পালানে যদি মুভ নকৰে তাৰ মানে প্ৰটনছ বিলাকে তাৰ গুটেই যেটো এটমটোৰ খোলাটো হি বনাব আৰু লগতে গুটেই যেটো মেটেৰিয়েলছ খিনি ভিতৰ গুটেই কেক খিনি কি হয় পজিটিভ চাৰ্জে বনাইছে আৰু ভিতৰত যিবিলাক বস্তু আছে ইয়াত যেটো আমাৰ প্লামস বা ৰেজিনছ বিলাক ইয়াৰ ভিতৰত এমবেডেড হৈ আছে সেইবিলাক হৈছে হিহঁতৰ ইলেক্ট্ৰনছ সো এই মডেলটো কোনে দিছিলে থমসনে দিছিলে বাট soon after the discovery this model got rejected model got rejected because of the several drawbacks of this model next the Rutherford Goldfoil experiment so after the failure of Thomson model so Rutherford for the first time proposed one model on the basis of some true experiment so Rutherford performed an experiment by bombarding an alpha particle from a radioactive source at a thin sheet of gold. এতিয়া প্ৰথম কথাটো হল কি যে what are alpha particles তোমালকে জানা যে কিছুমান এলিমেন্টে কি কৰে হিহতে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি কিছুমান পাৰ্টিকলছ ইমিট কৰি থাকে সেই এলিমেন্টছ বিলাকক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ ৰেডিওএক্টিভ এলিমেন্ট বুলি কওঁ আৰু সেই ৰেডিওএক্টিভ এলিমেন্টছ বিলাকে তিনটা ধৰণৰ পাৰ্টিকল ইমিট কৰে আলফা পাৰ্টিকল বিটা পাৰ্টিকল আৰু গামা পাৰ্টিকল ইয়াৰ ভিতৰতে ৰাদাৰফোৰ্ডে কোনটো ইউজ কৰিছিলে আলফা পাৰ্টিকল ইউজ কৰিছিলে আলফা পাৰ্টিকল বিলাক কি হয় পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ সো হি took one he took one alpha particle source and he allowed the alpha particle to strike on a very thin gold plate ঠিক আছে and these alpha particles are very very small particles so these particles this beam of these particles can penetrate through one atom of gold so is to beam দেখিছা সেই beamবোৰ এটা beam of electron to এটা atomৰ মাজেদি পাৰ হৈ গৈছে so experimentত কি দেখিলে যিবিলাক অবজাৰভেশন কি দেখিলে যে most of the particles আৰু এটা কথা যে ইয়াত এই পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক কি হয় আমি খালি চকুৰে নেদেখো সো যদি আমি খালি চকুৰে নেদেখো তেতিয়া হলে তাহাঁতি গৈছে বুলি আমি কেনে গম পাম সো সেই কাৰণে কি কৰিলে ইয়াত ফ্লোৰোসেন্ট মেটেৰিয়েলছ ৰাখিলে যাতে পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক যদি স্ট্ৰাইক কৰে তেতিয়া হলে এই ফ্লোৰোসেন্ট মেটেৰিয়েলটো কি হ'ব গ্লো হ'ব আৰু তেতিয়া গম পাম যে পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক এইটো ডাইৰেকশনত গৈছে সো in order to study the deflection of alpha particle he placed a fluorescent zinc sulfide skin around the gold foil আৰু কি observation পালে সোৱা যে a major fraction of alpha particles bombarded towards the gold sheet passed through it without any deflection and hence most of the space in an atom is empty so most of the particle কি হল directly flow হৈ গুছি গল এফালে লিখছে সো ইহতি তা মানে কি হ'ব যে এটমৰ মাজেদি যেতি এই পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক ডাইৰেক্টলি গুছি গৈছে কোনো ধৰণৰ ডিস্টাৰবেন্স তাতে পোৱা নাই তা মানে কি গম পালে যে most of the spaces inside the atom is empty some of the alpha particles were deflected by the gold sheet by very small angles and hence the positive charge in an atom is not uniformly distributed the positive charge in an atom is concentrated in a very small volume next observation to ki pale the some alpha particles are deflected by small angles etu ki hoise eta small angle di deflection hoise So these alpha particles are deflected by small angles, indicating that এই particles বিলাক কি হয় positively charged, আৰু যদি positively charged reflect কৰিবলৈ হয় তেতিয়াহ'লে ইয়াত কি থাকিব লাগিব positive থাকিব লাগিব, আৰু only কেইটামান particles deflect হৈছে, বাকিখিনি deflect হোৱা নাই। তাৰমানে কি গম পালো আমি যে যিটো ৰিজনত সেই positive charge বিলাক থুপ খাই আছে সেই ৰিজনটো এটা সৰু ৰিজন য'ত সববিলাক positive charge থুপ খাই আছে, আৰু বাকি পোৰ্শনটো এটমটোৰ কি হয় empty হয়। So very few, third observation, very few alpha particles were deflected back. That is, only a few alpha particles had nearly 180-degree angle of deflection. So the volume occupied by the positively charged particles in an atom is very small as compared to the total volume of an atom. So next কি ক'লে যে only a very few particles are deflected by an angle 180 degree. তাৰমানে যিটো ডাইৰেকশ্যনত গৈছিলে সেই ডাইৰেকশ্যনটো তাহাঁতি কি হৈ গ'ল উভতি গুচি আহিলে, ঠিক আছে। আৰু এনেকৈ উভতি অহা পাৰ্টিকুলৰ সংখ্যা একেবাৰে কম। তাৰমানে আমি কি বুজি পালো যে যিটো ৰিজনত পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকলছ আছে এই ৰেকেইটা ডাইৰেক্ট ডিফ্লেক্ট হৈছে মানে কি সিহঁতে ডাইৰেক্টলি সেই পজিটিভ ৰিজনটোত এটেক কৰিছে, আৰু সেই পজিটিভ ৰিজনটো খুব কম, সেইকাৰণে only a very few particles are directly get deflected by an angle 180 degree. So on the basis of this assumption, he proposed one atomic model. He proposed that the positively charged particles and most of the mass of an atom was concentrated in an extremely small volume. He called this region of the atom as nucleus. So গুটেই positively charged particles খিনি আৰু গুটেই মাছটো এটা সৰু ৰিজনত চেণ্টাৰত কনচেন্ট্ৰেট হৈ আছে, আৰু এই চেণ্টাৰটোৱে ৰাদাৰফৰ্ডে কি নাম দিলে নিউক্লিয়াছ, ঠিক আছে। Rutherford's model proposed that the negatively charged electron around the nucleus of an atom, electron surrounds the nucleus of an atom. He also claimed that the electron surrounding the nucleus revolve around it with very high speed and circular path. He named this circular path as orbit. So he ক'লে actually circular path কথাটো ইয়াত ক'লে ভুল হ'ব, circular path নহয়, কিছুমান random pathত কি হয় এই ইলেক্ট্ৰনছ বিলাক কি হৈ থাকে মুভ কৰি থাকে, ঠিক আছে। So Rutherford কি ক'লে যে the electrons which are negatively charged particles, they move around the nucleus in random path, random direction, and electrons being negatively charged and nucleus being densely concentrated mass of positively charged particles are held together by a strong electrostatic force of attraction. So আৰু কি ক'লে যে নিউক্লিয়াছটো কি হয় পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ আৰু ইলেক্ট্ৰন বিলাক কি হয় নেগেটিভলি চাৰ্জ, ঠিক আছে। সো পজিটিভ আৰু নেগেটিভৰ মাজত কি থাকে এটা ইলেক্ট্ৰোষ্টেটিক ফোৰ্স অফ এট্ৰাকশন থাকে নাই। সো এই ইলেক্ট্ৰোষ্টেটিক ফোৰ্স অফ এট্ৰাকশনে কি কৰিছে এই নেগেটিভলি চাৰ্জ ইলেক্ট্ৰন আৰু পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ যেটো নিউক্লিয়াছ আছে সিহঁতক কি কৰি ৰাখিছে বাইন্ড কৰি ৰাখিছে ইনসাইড এন এটম, ঠিক আছে। সো থমসনে য'ত আমাক কৈছিলে যে পজিটিভলি চাৰ্জ পাৰ্টিকলছ বিলাক ফিক্সড হৈ আছে গোটেই চাৰিফালে ডিস্ট্ৰিবিউট হৈ আছে, আৰু but আমাৰ Rutherford with the help of experiment proved that positively charged particles are not distributed throughout the atom. Instead, the positively charged particles are centralized and the electrons revolve around the nucleus in some circular path. Okay, so this is all about Rutherford atomic model. We'll discuss the drawbacks of Rutherford model in the next class. Okay, thank you.